What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous, it's Friday. It's a Friday, December 27th up in this joint. I don't know when, however, whenever this found you, I hope it found you in a good spot. Look, if you are new to this network, I'm Brooks Austin, the Director of Recruiting for Sports Illustrated, more commonly known as the Film Guy around here. You can't quite see that because we're in a different angle right now. All right, but normally when we do these film studies, they are catered to a very large audience, right? They're either catered to one of the nation's like most premier brands, right? Whether it be one of the bigger programs, one of the blue bloods as they call it around here, or it might be a future opponent of one of the bigger opponents or one of the bigger programs in the country. This one, however, doesn't really fit those molds unless you're a Penn State fan watching today. This one is catered strictly to my certified ball knowledge seekers. I'm looking for the people out here today that just want to see greatness. If you are here on this channel today, you just want to study greatness. You want to find out why greatness is great. So that's why we are here today. We are here today to take a look at Ashton Jeanty. And for the Heisman runner-up, I apologize. I apologize that it has taken us this long, all the way up until the week before you play the biggest game of your life against Penn State in the college football playoff. We're finally breaking you down. All right, so we're going to finally look at Ashton Jeanty. And the first play that I pull up against UNLV, it lets us know this is about to be a good time. Now, the question going into this isn't just how great Ashton Jeanty is. We can see that. We can see that on the highlight tapes. You guys know this. He, got closer than anybody ever has in the last 15, 20, 25 years of college football to getting near Barry Sanders' rushing record. We know he's great. All right, the question going into this film study is, are the surrounding parts around him, are they good enough to make it a game, to make this an actual championship run for Boise State? And I'll be honest, the later and later I get into this film study, the more and more I think this player is uniquely talented enough to get everybody else around him to play good enough. Because after all, this is still college football, okay? So you're going to see in this film, even against some of the lesser than competition, offensive linemen are getting absolutely destroyed, but this great individual is making everybody else right? He's taking care of everybody else's deficiencies on this roster. Can he do it against the likes of a Penn State roster? We got a saying around here: let's shut up and let's grind the tape. It's not on the board. It normally is. Also have a rule around here: if you learn anything about football, you must subscribe. If you learn anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe. And if you have fun at all on this network today, you must subscribe. Them's the rules. We're on our way to 50K, boys and girls. Let's hammer it. Let's get after it. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, on to the old school methods. Your boy in the corner, the film up on the big board. This is the first play of the football game, guys. And you're going to say, like on my notes, this is going to be fun. That's my first thought. The moment I turned this one on late last night, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a good time right here studying this one. Now, the longer I study film, the more and more I watch like really, really, really good football players, the more I realize the great running backs make people miss without ever having slowing down, right? They stay on their track, make guys miss without ever really slowing down onto their track, right? Onto their path. This guy's running style, I know this is going to sound crazy because of how great Bijan was out of the backfield, but this guy's running styles really remind me of that of Bijan Robinson. Bijan's ability to dead leg folks like that while continuing to, maintain speed and acceleration upfield, those are what make that guy so great on Sundays. It's not just the ability to make the first defender miss. A lot of guys can make first defender miss. It's about being able to continuing to do so at a high rate of speed, right? And being able to run away from those backside defenders, okay? This backside linebacker or backside nickel, the safety rolling down, is actually the one who makes the play, all right? But watch how long it takes him to run down Jeanty, despite the fact that Jeanty's making a bunch of misses. A bunch of people miss. It's actually this guy that runs him down. But we're going to make one guy miss, two guy miss, all right? And the backside defender isn't going to run me down until almost 12 yards, right? Because we're able to maintain that speed and aggressiveness. Now, what I've decided, if I were preparing against Ashton Jeanty, we would be teaching the hockey defender method. All right, now what is the hockey defender method? Y'all ever watch playoff hockey? I don't watch a ton of playoff hockey, but I've seen some playoff hockey. Now, in playoff hockey season, the defenders that hang out in front of the net, it comes a time where they just start throwing their bodies in front of 100-mile-an-hour pucks. And them pucks ain't soft. Them pucks hurt now, all right? So they start throwing their body just completely all in front of the net, just full body all the way out, not really trying to get in front of the puck in and of itself, but get in front of the net. Ashton Jeanty is the net. We got to throw our body in front of the net, all right, when we go to tackle this guy, because his last second ability to jump cut you, way too good. So if you think you're tracking the near hip, that near hip's going to become the far hip way before you ever realize it. So we got to throw our whole body in front of him. Number 7 from UNLV, who's an All-American, by the way, does a great job of this right here, if I remember correctly off of the study, okay? We've got to put our full body in front of this joker, all right? Here we are, number 7. Now, if we chase that near hip going to become the far hip really, really quickly. So what do we got to do? We got a hockey player. We got to full on in front of the net, throw our body in front of his body, all right? We've got to make him run through our midline at all times. If he's going to run through us, he's going to run through our full entire sternum. All right, we're going to have to hockey player tackle this dude. We're going to have to throw ourselves in front of the net. One more time and look at that. And number 7 right here. He did a really, really good job going in this football game, really studying their tendencies as well. I'm going to show you a clip of it a little bit later. Going to play 6. Guys, we're not going to watch too much of these other, players around him. We're going to show you a couple of clips of this quarterback. They got one big wide receiver who's about 6'2 and a half, 205, their main guy, all right? The other pass options for them are really attached tight ends. They're trying to get you off of play action like most great running football teams are, okay? Now, they do occasionally mess up assignments. I think we've got a bust going on right here, okay? We've got power coming, all right? So we've got a backside guard pulling and inserting onto the front side, all right? So let's see how these combinations go, and let's try to clean them up a little bit, all right? We have a crack blocker for the front side inside linebacker, all right? So we're down blocking with the tight end, which means this double team should be going all the way back to number 7. We got a seal, a pinch hinge, and we got that puller should be coming for that front side inside corner, all right, on the front side of the play. However, the tight end is running all the way to the safety for some random reason when he should be running to, like I said, that front side inside linebacker. We should have a hat for him, and we should have Ashton Jeanty bouncing outside, should be one-on-one with the safety. That's a dangerous proposition. Now, when I see missed assignments like this, it's not even really missed assignments, it's miscommunication on where we're going with our combinations. When I see stuff like this on tape, my first question is, does the coach fix this up? Because y'all got all the iPads in the world nowadays on the sideline. Do you guys fix this up, come back to this very similar, formation and set, and get this cleaned up and get to the right hats and get to the right count? Because you should, by alignment and assignment, have it licked. Do you come back for it, right? These are the types of things in a game where you're outmatched in terms of talent. In a game against Boise State, Penn State, these are the things these guys can't jack up. If we have the right count, if we have the right hats on hats, we better get it licked, all right? Because we're not going to have too many times to explosively pass on these guys in this football game. We got to get the explosives in the run game. If we got the counts, we got to hit them, okay? If we got the counts, we got to hit them right. Going to play 11. All right. So these are the things that I think UNLV did a great job. Played these guys multiple times, conference opponents. You understand, you get to study them a little bit more. You see them in crossover opponents all the time. Maybe you're preparing for one of your conference opponents and they're playing Boise State the week before. You get another chance every year when you play these conference opponents to get really, really acclimated with what it is that they've got going on. So let's talk about this. All right, hold on. Now, I've always wondered, are defensive football players smart? Because I, as a football player, had to be smart because I wasn't athletically gifted. So I had to pay attention to these things that now, pay dividends in my day-to-day, my day job nowadays, educating football. But I had to learn these things as a football player. So when I turn on tape, if I were a defensive lineman and I look at this center and this center's looking back over here, and then I look at this guard, and this guard's real cattywampus, right? His shoulders are turned this way. By God, he looks like he's pulling, don't he? He looks like he's blocking back and he's pulling. Also, tight end shoulders and eyes are kind of turned this way, right? We all see that. I start seeing these keys on film and I start going, by God, their asses are running counter, right? This guy's blocking back. This guy's pulling. They're either running counter or power, but nonetheless, we are getting creased right here. That's where they're trying to go as a defense when I look at this on tape. So what do I see? I see really smart football players. That's what I see. I see really, really smart football players pointing at the same thing that I'm seeing on tape. You know who else has really smart football players, guys? Penn State. Penn State's got really, really smart football players. Penn State's also got about, I don't know, maybe $2.5 million tied up in defensive analysts that just sit in the room all day long, the last 12 days, knowing that they got Boise State. This is all they're preparing for, right? They're looking at how many times can we find tendencies on tape. By God, that's a tendency, ain't it? Look how fast he came downhill. Watch how fast he turns it back inside. Look at everybody else responding, right? Look at this linebacker saying, oh, yeah, you're right. They're going that way too. And he's going to absolutely peel across this formation and be ready to set that edge, right? So many different ways on this defense that they absolutely knew, hey, counter's coming right now, right? We know this is the guy we've got to stop. Wouldn't it be fruitful if we knew what he was trying to do while we were going to stop him? The answer is yes. Go to the next play. All right, so third down right here. The question going into this football game is, can the offensive line perform against much, much more talented competition? Excuse me. And when asked to, can the quarterback make dynamic throws? He did in this football game, and in the games with which they look like a real formidable opponent, he makes throws like this. This is a big-time throw. We're trying to work the corner route, all right, from this wide receiver, working in and then back out against the leverage of this corner, I believe, it is who he's matched up against. Okay, so how many times can we make these types of throws in this football game? That's going to make the difference, right? That's a big boy throw. There's not a lot of space being created right there. I think you can see from the tight right here. I know you guys came for Jeanty, but the answer really is when they make this team one-dimensional, if they have a way to make this team one-dimensional, can he make those types of throws? Because if he can make those types of throws, guys, we might have ourselves a football game. I love this dude. I loved watching him. I love studying him. All right, we came for Ashton Jeanty. We're going to leave thinking 7 just might be a pro football player, okay? Because I don't think he ever out-chases the back. Watch this from Jeanty, okay? He's never going to over-pursue, right? He's never going to fill gaps that you don't think or you think might need to be, right? That looks like a crease, and you would think, hey, playing a potential Heisman hopeful winner, we got to close space immediately. I told you when we watched him or when we watched a little bit earlier, I think this guy really baits the bounce, right? He's going to bait that first cut. So we don't need to be over pursuing him. We need to pace with the back properly. It's a great job right there by number 7. Look, these backside edge defenders, they're never going to get held by this quarterback, okay? These types of guys or whoever's coming off this backside, when they put the ball into the belly of the back, guys, they don't have a propensity to keep read option out of the back of this. So these backside edge defenders, they're going to be able to flow freely. All right, these guys are going to be able to throw freely. So if you can create a way for this to hit, in backside B gap, that backside edge defender is going to be able to fall in and make a play. The only way that's going to be able to happen, though, right, is if these front side defenders can create or hold their gap without allowing displacement, right? Without allowing displacement either vertically or east to west. This is what I'm talking about with you cannot commit on the first press from this dude. All right. Running backs are taught to press holes, right? Press holes and explode. This guy does a really good job, all right, of faking the first press. All right. We can't buy in. We can't sell out on that first press of the hole because he is setting us up. He is 100. Oh, wow. I thought he was going the other way. He's going front side, guys. We can't bite on whatever we think the first press is going to be, like number 7 did here. He thinks, oh, he's going backside like he did last clip, and here he is forcing it back front side for a 9-yard gain on 2nd and 10. We can't bite the first press, all right? And the arm tackles just aren't good enough. We got to run our feet, man. We can't just think we can dive in on this guy. We've got to run our feet. This goes without saying for most defenses, but when you go to play this guy, I think all week we need to worry about run fits. We need to do all that stuff. But we really need to practice our pursuit drills and practice them with good angles. And we really need to in meeting rooms like this. We need to talk to our defense about how there can be no assumptions this week. We cannot assume if we're on the backside of the play that the front side is going to take care of it. Okay. We can't assume that, oh my God, we got three guys bundled up around Jeanty. We're okay. We can stop running right now. This guy's going to get tackled. No, there are zero assumptions when you play this guy. The assumption should be this shit's going to the door. I need to take an angle assuming so. Because if he gets into open field, guys, he's going to run it to the door. You're not going to run him down unless you're absolutely 100% running without assumptions that he's going to be tackled. This is a primary example of it right here. When you think this guy's down, he's not. All right, he's not. You might think he's cooked right now on this backside of this play. You might think you can take it off right here. You might think so. No, sir. We got to run to the echo of the whistle, because even when that third hat, right, that third free hat shows up, we're still not done. And even when that fourth free hat shows up, we're still not done. We've got to get this guy on the ground. We've got to rally to the football. We've really, really got to emphasize pursuit to the ball carrier this week against this Boise State Bronco football team, okay? Because the first free defender will not take care of him. The second free defender will not take care of him. You will have to rally to the ball, get a lot of white hats to the rock. Going to play 26. He's really fun to watch. He's really, really fun to watch, as is the offense as a whole. Because, you got guys telling you all week, hey, we're going to load up to stop the run. We're going to load up to stop the run. But most teams really, they still don't, right? They got 7 guys in the box. Boise State's got 6 blockers, a quarterback, and a running back. So, yeah, they are technically -1 in the count. But, this is Ashton Jeanty. You're never really -1 in the count. You really feel like you're even if you are -1, because he's going to take care of the -1, right? All right, so this is what I'm talking about with regards to their run design. I like what they've got going on, and I don't ever feel as if the edge truly feels set. Like, 7 thinks he's going to turn this back in to all of his help, but he's really not, because Jeanty presses these blocks so well. We don't bounce really until we've stepped on the toes, or the heels rather, of that backside pulling guard, right? So we don't really show the defense that we're bouncing until very, very late into this play. The edges never really feel set, man. Now, this was the play I was like, all right, generational. There's a lot of clips, so I'm like, this guy's generational. But I don't ever see running back. It's why Bijan Robinson's the comp for me. I don't ever see running backs bend back against the grain of the defense, meaning everyone's flowing this way, and we're going to bend back against it. And in this portion of that bend back, right, bending, actually find acceleration, right? Actually find a new gear. That's what Jeanty does, man. His ability to bend back against the grain of the defense right here and pick up additional speed while fighting against guys that are running the opposite angle, it's impressive to me. It's where we find the extra yardage in these runs, right? These truck tosses, right? Where everyone's got angles, and we're really got to find a crease to get north and south, right? But the crease, like this example, the crease might be here, right? The crease isn't right here because we're not winning the blocks. We're not actually, kicking everybody out and sealing everybody here to create this lane. No, the lane's actually going to be created, right, off of this block and cutting against the flow of that safety. Watch him gain ground and gain speed right there, right? That right there is one of the most impressive things about this back, his ability to go against the grain while continuing to gain speed. I think Dan Lanning said it best about this guy week 3. He told his football team, we are preparing to stop the Tasmanian devil. That's what it feels like watching tape on this guy. He explodes through contact. He doesn't give you a great surface area to hit. He's just the Tasmanian devil. That would be the comp that I've got for this guy. Now, this is the thing, right? We talk on this network about explosives being the major key in all of these football games. This is a Lane Kiffin statistic, right? Used to, people think you win the turnover margin, if you win the running battle, if you win the run game, you're going to win football games, right? And statistically speaking, those things are really, really tied to high levels of success and high levels of winning in football. But really, in college football nowadays, it's the explosive margin. Can you win the explosive margin? Can you have more plays of 20-plus yards than the opponent. If you do so, you have a real high chance of winning the football game. When you play this guy, the explosive run is inevitable, right? He's going to get one. And we're going to show you against Oregon, he's going to get one. He's going to get one against the bad competition. He's going to get one against the good competition. The obvious answer is, can you limit the amount of big ones that he's able to get? And when he gets in open field, can you get his ass on the ground? Most people can't. All right, so let's take a look at it right here. This is the inevitable explosive that he will get on your football team, okay? The crazy thing is, I don't know how many running backs are getting to this hole that I'm going to show you right here. It's, to me, why Bijan Robinson is the comp for me. The ability to read zone concepts and find creases and defenses for this guy are insane. First of all, we're going to run zone back to the way that the back's on, so we're already breaking tendencies right here just a little bit, all right? But actually, they're running duo. But this is the crease this guy's going to find. Now, you tell me how he ultimately gets there. 9 times out of 10, most backs are just, they're going to go ahead and bounce, but he's setting it up, right? I told you, don't bite the first bounce, right? Don't bite the first press. He's just trying to get defenders to flow over the top, trying to deliver blocks, and that's exactly what it does. Now, this is where the beauty of this guy is, right? It's where the beauty of this guy is. A lot of guys going to do this one. Nope. He's bending it back this way. He's going to run away from that safety's angle, and now he's to the door. You're not running this guy down. I don't think so. I haven't seen anybody really get him this year. He's got an ability to take it 80. All right, so can we limit the amount of times this guy makes these plays? The one's inevitable. I think you're going to have one. Can we limit him to 2? Can we limit him to 3? If we get 4 or 5 of these suckers, we are losing this football game. All right, now, everybody sitting at home, they're like, Brooksy, you got an opportunity to watch him against a Power 5 football opponent. Why are we not doing that? Why are we sitting here watching him play against UNLV in the cold, knowing good and god dang well they don't want to be up there? Well, let's go look at it. Let's go watch them play Oregon, all right, and let's go see what he's got going on. Now, when we go to turn this tape on, to me, I told you, this is not about what Ashton Jeanty's doing in this tape. To me, this is far more about what the heck is the offensive line looking like in this football game. That's my question, right? Can the offensive line hold up against this more superior competition in terms of defensive linemen in front of them? Trying to get the film set up. Here we go. Again, to me, it's not about, hey, can this guy do great stuff? It's about, can the offensive line create some type of crease for this football player, right? And this is what we're talking about. Can they handle this bigger power 4 defensive line, right? That's Jordan Birch, man. That's a 290-pound NFL football player playing defensive end. You just came from a conference championship game playing nose tackles that are that big and strong, right? Now you got defensive ends that are that big and strong. Right? We just got done watching this defense or this tight end back here be able to do this, right? It's a backside wall off, right? Be able to get in, crease, and seal this backside defensive end. This guy's now 300 pounds. Last week, he might have been 255. This guy's now a former 4-star. This guy's now a guy that might play on Sundays. And now, right, he's making the play at +4 instead of this tight end actually being able to seal him, and now Ashton Jeanty being able to run up, right? This is what we're looking for when we say, hey, can this stuff translate? And then you look at him and you say, oh, what is every fan at home yelling constantly about? We got to set the edge. We got to set the edge. We're doing a terrible job setting the edge. There is no edge setting on this guy. I don't believe so. I don't believe we're just going to be able to walk out, know for a fact that we got the edge set. The reason being, he does such a damn good job pressing edges, right? He does such a good job the whole time pressing out here before he bounces, making everybody think, hey, there is a very good chance that he's going to find the vertical crease here, right? So watch what happens to Bossa right here as an edge defender. He knows I'm the in man on the line of scrimmage, right? Or as we call him on the offensive side of the world, I am the E-mole. I am the in man on the line of scrimmage, which means I've got to keep my outside arm free. And guess what? I did, coach. I kept my outside arm free. But there is this fear constantly with this guy because he doesn't miss creases, that he might stick us inside. So we really got to, bend that tackle back inside. We got to shut down all these vertical creases we possibly can. Quickest way to the end zone is a straight line. So we feel like we really got to press that guy back in. And now all of a sudden, we got a 4.38, 210-pound running back getting outside, running the crease, right? Running the outside edges. And you're sitting there going, whoa, why didn't we set the edge? Well, coach, we tried. We tried. Mm, 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 mm. Now, when they get you, because they're inevitably going to get you, when they get you all bunched up in here, right? Playing too high, which one of them's going to roll down, you probably going to roll to some type of thirds, right? Really only going to play three guys in pass protection or pass coverage normally. So when I get you into that situation, which is exactly where you are, this corner's now bitten down, but they're actually trying to play. Actually, they might be playing cover or cover zero. They are. They're in man coverage. When I have you in this situation, can I create explosives? I'm not talking about 10-yard completions, guys. I'm talking about 20, 25-yard chunkers. If I can do this, if I can get you overcommitted to the run game and go, 18 for 24 for 250, by God, we're going to beat you today, right? We're going to beat you today. If I can keep you honest, and when I throw the football, if I can make chunk plays, we might get you today. We might get you today. So how many of these can I design as an offense as well? So they get that too high shell, right? Getting them bunched up. They come right back to it. Same type of formation, same type of coverage right here from Oregon. They attack it again. This time they attacked it with the sail the first time. This time they're going to try to attack it with this deep over right into the middle of the field. Okay. So I love watching the coordinator realize, all right, guys, we've got them in some type of vulnerabilities, right? We don't have to be elite space creators. We can just run the grass, right? We know we got them playing zone coverage. We know we finally got them worried about the run game, right? So now we can get into our play action passing attack once we get the ball starting moving down the field. And this is only really created because these guys are run heavy, right? And then we run over in the middle of this void right over the ball. Ball into the belly. We're going to pull those linebackers, and now look at this massive void in the middle of the field where we're trying to run that deep over. It's actually a really good ball right here from the quarterback. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. If that nickel is turning around looking for the deep over, he might have himself an interception, right? You get your head around, find the ball or find the weapon, and then we can speed turn maybe and actually make this interception. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. We've already turned our body. Turn around, get on the man, match up. Okay. You better keep your head on a swivel. These wide receivers hunt. They know their job. They know why they're there, boys. They know why they're there. They are there to create creases in the run game for the walk or for the runner up in the Heisman. That's what they are there to do. They are there to hunt. They are there to kill. All right, and they are there to crack replace. So we have got to have our head on the swivel. If we think we're running the alley to a free runner or a free ball carrier, we are probably wrong. We are sorely mistaken, all right, at safety right here, thinking, oh, look, there's grass. I'm going to run right to it. No, sir, you are not. No, sir, you are not. We are going to come and we are going to absolutely take your head off into the ear hole. Okay, so, hey, look out now. We are not just running completely unevaded. If we are, probably by a bait and switch. Bring your mother hat in this football game. Okay. Bring your mother hat. This isn't the clip I was looking at. This is 14 that I'm looking at. Actually, I want to watch this. This is a clinic on cutbacks, in my opinion. Okay. This guy puts them on. This guy puts a clinic on cutbacks. All right. It's just every time he's pressing every single gap. All right. So they're running duo here. Everybody's blocking this way. All right, we're all blocking this way. All right, and we're sealing on the backside. So the last cut we've got, we're going to press the front side combination. So we're going to press this guy, and then we're going to bounce down the line of scrimmage. The last cut is off that seal, off that backside tight end. So watch him. He's going to press the front side gap first. All right, we're going to give it everything we can to make sure it's winning. It's not. We're getting set here. We're getting set here. We've got butts and backs at a perpendicular, right? We're at a 90-degree angle already. So these aren't winning. We're bouncing already. So now we're going to read this combination block. That's where his eyes are. Guess what? We can't crease it right there because there's a defensive tackle. So now we're going to keep bouncing down the line. But here's the deal. We don't want to bounce immediately and create this action. We want to hug the butts of those offensive linemen as long as we possibly can and then crease out, hiding behind all those guys as long as we can. Look at this. Crease, 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 bounce. All right, we're hugging butts the entire time. Watch it full speed, and you can see him really, really feeling out his keys the entire time. It's boom, boom, boom. You can read them. Boom, 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 right? 1, 2, 3, cut, go, foot in the gas. Let's go. Now, this was the bring your hat. Bring your hat when you tackle this dude, or just throw your body in front of him and be okay with maybe dying on the play. All right, because he bringing that fire, son. If you think you got a free hit, bring your hat. All right, bring your hat right now. The craziest thing about this dude is he runs this physically at about 200 pounds. Like he's like 205, maybe 210. He's just a ball of muscle. There's no body fat on him. He's just blah. He's going to explode on contact, man. Ugh. That's what I'm saying with the hockey defenders. Just throw your body. Throw your body in front of him and just pray that we get him on the ground. Nobody's going to fault you for getting run over by Ashton Jeanty, my man, as long as we get a shoestring on the way by. That's all we got to do. This is a bait and backer clip right here. Watch these backers trying to read his flow, and he just see you meat. Watch Bossa again. It's a nightmare game for Bossa right here. Watch him. He's going to get pressed, all right? Jeanty's going to press this C gap right here. He's going to sell out for it. Watch him. Watch the linebacker here, reading the flow of the running back. Running back's going to pretend, hey, I'm pressing here. No, I am not. No, I am not. Watch him. Whole jump. Bossa's stuck in quicksand, and it's an easy walk-in touchdown. Don't bite the first press. Don't bite the first press. Now, here's where it got a point in the study where I'm like, all right, maybe they might have something. Because this is a great route, and this is a great football, all right, from number 4 right here. I think Mattinson's his last name. It's a great route and a great ball from number 4. Ball into the belly of the back. All right, now we're going to sell inside deep over, and then we're going to work out. Look at the corner. The corner, based off of the way this wide receiver is already running, he's full selling out for this deep over, thinking he's getting beat. And then, bam, now he's compromised on the corner route, right? Great job right there on the route. Great job on the ball, throwing it with good anticipation. All right, and a great job at the end, getting your 2 toes down. They're going to put you into this. They're going to put you into what you feel like is, I've got to commit 7 guys to the run and then put a soft umbrella shell behind it. So as a coordinator, I know if they're in this soft umbrella, what looks like quarter shell, I know they're vulnerable out here if I get that corner to be a little bit too aggressive, which I did. This just says he's insane. Maybe he can do it. Yeah. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. This is against a powerful competition. It's a 25-yard explosive. And this is what I'm talking about. Who did their job? Watch this. Tell me. Let's watch it from the tight. Who did their job? First and foremost, let's watch the left guard get absolutely run through right now by a defensive tackle. All right. So we're at -4 right now. We got a 4-star defensive tackle tackling us at -4. Nope. Stiff arm. Run right through arm tackle. All right. You two jamokes. Let's see if any one of you guys are winning your block. Nope. Tight end got whipped. Oh, by the way, backside tackle. He's getting whipped on his backside cutoff. So now we got a free hitter at +2. Let's see what happens. Oh, boink. We're going to bounce right off of him because we're made out of titanium and vibranium, and then we're just going to run down the sideline. So again, who's out here winning? Who's out here winning their job? Maybe the right tackle? Maybe the right tackle has done his job. But outside of that, everybody else getting their ass whipped. All right? Everybody else getting whipped. And we got a 25-yard game. We got 2 free hitters right here. 2 Power 5 football players right here. Boing! Bounce right off. Again, maybe he can do it. Maybe he can do it. Now, here's where I was like, all right, fuck it. Draft the guy 1/1. All right, draft the guy 1/1. Because when I see him do stuff like that in the run game, and then I see this stuff in pass pro, this stuff is nuts. All right, no Heisman contending running back should be out here putting on pass pro reps like this. They're getting whipped by a stunt right now. I don't know if y'all see this, but they've got a defensive end rushing out. All right, they got a defensive end rushing out right here with the right tackle kicking out, and then they're going to rush the linebacker and then bounce him inside. They're trying to get the running back on a bait right here and a stunt. And here he is jumping back inside a gap, sticking his head right down the midline of that guy. Okay, not avoiding contact at all, sticking his feet in the ground and just working shit. All right, just working shit. And then you see, he's like, oh, hey, Brooks, can he catch the football? Well, how do we judge whether or not you can catch the football? Are you a body catcher or are you a hands catcher? Do you allow that football in and on your body and in and on your pads? Or do you catch it away from your body? Well, there we go. We catch it away from our body. We got natural hands. We pluck it. And of course, we do great stuff after the catch because we do great stuff with the ball in our hand. There's no doubt about that. How about this? 3rd and 8. All right. 3rd and 8. Massive football play for them. They've got to convert it. We've got to be able to score with this football team. So guess what? We're on a full left slide. Everybody's sliding left. They got 5 guys walked up on us with a wide 9. We're going to fully slide this thing all the way to the left. If he drops, that's great. If he doesn't, guess who's got to pick him up? The running back, who, oh, by the way, has to scan the whole way. He's got to step up and then work his way this way in case there's any leakage or in case that linebacker fires. So watch him. Watch him scan all the way across this defense and then go throw his body in front of a 6'5", 235-pound, 240-pound defensive end and edge rusher. All right? And the only reason that this post is able to get completed, the only reason, rather, that this dig, right, this elongated dig against man coverage, the only reason this is able to open is because Jeanty picks up the blitz on the backside. And watch it from the tight. Watch how physical this is. Watch how last minute, oh shit, I've got to go get that guy this is. Colorado fans going to come at me, but he's my Heisman, I think. I even had people hop in the mentions and say, oh, yeah, he did generational stuff against shitty competition. They were literally commenting on clips that I cut up from their game against Oregon, the #1 team in the country. Guys, I don't know if they're going to give it to Penn State. I really don't. I worry about the athleticism of that defensive line from Penn State and those linebackers causing too much problems. But if there is any individual over the last several years that we've watched where it's like, hey, maybe he can put team on back and have Brooksy not shaven for 6 months, this might be the guy. All right. Appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I love you. On our way to 50K. We'll see you next time.